70 News Radio.
Sunny today, look for temps to be somewhere in the 70s. Later on this afternoon, we'll see some clear skies tonight, down to the 50s, and another sunny day coming our way tomorrow, at least starting out partly clouded by the afternoon, but still back to the 70s. In East LA this morning is 48, Agoura Hills has 41, Sherman Oaks also at 41 degrees.
807 at KNX, and a 15-year-old girl says she was kidnapped and sexually assaulted by a guy in an apartment in South LA. Says he kept her there for 2 days. Neighbors say they saw her in a window crying, calling for help. They pulled her out of the window of that apartment, and the man who lives there, long criminal record. Now, the girl, police think, was a runaway from Yucaipa. She had also said that she believed that he drugged her food and her drink. She had met him at a Jack in the Box before. She says she was held in that apartment for 2 days.
Well, the number of movies being shot in LA is up, has been over the last couple of years, but a lot of people are complaining.
Over the last year, complaints about filming jumped 20% to 3,000 total. Parking tops the list because one big truck can take up a few places. Next is being kept awake. Hancock Park gets a lot of night shoots, and neighbors, they aren't happy.
Most film production companies that work in Los Angeles know about the importance of being a good neighbor. So they will work with the affected residents, affected business owners.
That's Philip Sokolowski with Film LA, the nonprofit that oversees productions. He does credit some of the increase to better outreach overall. If you know who to call, you're more likely to gripe. Production has spiked recently due to new subsidies aimed at keeping film shoots in California. Mike Simpson, KNX 1070 News Radio.
City of Carson about to ban drone flights near public venues, including maybe that NFL stadium for the football team if we get one. City Council is going to take up the idea today. It's prompted by security issues raised by recent drone flights near other big public events in other cities. The proposed local law would ban drone flights below 400 feet and within a half mile of any special event or major public facility.
An Inglewood family is asking for your help tracking down the hit-and-run driver that injured an 8-year-old girl, left the grandmother in a coma. They were run down by a black or dark green Nissan Altima in a crosswalk at La Brea and Queen Street last Thursday morning. The grandmother's sister says an act of heroism kept the little girl from being killed.
My sister was able to push her granddaughter out the way as she took the brunt of the impact.
The little girl did suffer some leg injuries. She's going to be okay. The grandmother is still in critical condition at UCLA Medical Center.
Students at UC Riverside say they're hoping to salvage a music festival that's been canceled because of worries about big winter storms that could be caused by El Nino. The university said the threat just makes it too risky to plan because it was an outdoor festival. It's supposed to be in February or March. But students, some of them, one of the guys who was at the DJ at the event, says they're trying to save it.
There's actually a online petition going on to see if to try to bring it back or have heat and spring splash together in the following quarter.
Yeah, worries about bad weather also led to the cancellation of the Heat Festival planned for early 2014, but this year's event did come off as planned.
So you've heard about Black Friday and you've heard about Cyber Monday. Well, today is Giving Tuesday. It's all about giving back to the community through local and national charities. And we can give you more information. You can go to our website, that's cdsla.com, or you can go to their website, that's givingtuesday.org.
Checking your drive through the San Fernando Valley with Jennifer York and the traffic team. That's coming up at 8:15. Right now it's 8:10.
Now it's homegrown terror.
Wanted to send some sort of message.
How does this affect you?
There have been incidents in several states.
The story changes minute by minute, and when it does, we bring you the details. For breaking news as it happens, depend on us. Southern California's only 24-hour news and traffic station, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Are you a regular rider of public transit? You may be eligible for a lower fare. Rider relief coupons can save you up to $10 on your transit pass. Find out if your income qualifies and learn how to apply at metro.net/riderrelief.
Hey everybody, give me your ear for a second. Here's a good old story about a family in Rancho Santa Margarita. They had $122,000 in credit card debt, $46,000 in old tax debt. Oak Tree Law was able to eliminate 100% of that debt and give this family a fresh start. Here's a married couple in Corona. They've been fighting with their bank for years trying to get a modification to keep their house. Bank kept saying no. Oak Tree Law steps in, files a lawsuit against the lender, and not only did the lender finally grant the couple a modification with a lower interest rate and a lower payment, they also gave them $3,500 to stop the litigation process. Talk about turning the tables. That's awesome. Listen, if you have mortgage debt, credit card debt, business debt, any kind of debt, maybe you owe me money, do yourself a favor and call Oak Tree Law and let them help you out. 1-800-694-1616. 1-800-694-1616. 1616, an A-rating with the Better Business Bureau. Call for a free consultation. 1-800-694-1616. You got nothing to lose but bad debt. 1-800-694-1616.
He's had to change the situation. Would you take it?
Critics declare that the movie of our time is straight out of Compton.
I don't know anything about hip-hop, but I know that you're special.
Rolling Stone raves. It speaks urgently to right now.
These are artists. Rap is not an art.
You cannot come down here and harass my clients because of what they look like.
The New Yorker exclaims, it's not merely popular, but indispensable.
Speak a little truth and people lose their minds. Our art is a reflection of our reality.
Variety hails. It's a timeless depiction of how artists transform the world around them.
Yo, Frank. What up? I got something to say.
This year, the best picture, best director, and best performances are Straight Outta Compton, rated R, under 17, not admitted without parents.
Stop what you're doing right now and listen. You can only get this offer from me, and this only happens once a year. This is a KNX offer from Dr. Charles Menger at Saddleback Eye Center. I'll give you a certificate for $1,000 off while LASIK. I can give away only 12 $1,000 discount certificates to 12 KNX listeners who schedule a free LASIK exam. Phone number is coming, so be ready. Whether you're nearsighted, farsighted, you wear reading glasses, or you have astigmatism, Dr. Menger can help you. He's the best. He did my eyes, and I'm still seeing better than 20/20. I'll give you a certificate for $1,000 off WOW LASIK. I can only give out 12 $1,000 LASIK discount certificates to 12 KNX listeners who schedule a free LASIK exam. This offer is only available once a year, so call now. 866-755-4444. 866-755-4444. 866-755-4444.
There are lots of reasons to love the holidays, and now, during the Ford Holiday Sales Event, America's best-selling brand is giving you more. Big holiday savings on amazing vehicles, including built for tough trucks, cars that thrill by design, and SUVs that will help you be unstoppable. All with the technology, performance, and style you'll love. So don't miss the Ford Holiday Sales Event. Hurry to your Ford dealer for the best gift ever. Claim based on 2014 calendar year sales data.
8:14 on Southern California's only 24-hour news and traffic station, KNX 1070 News Radio. Good morning, I'm Dick Hilton.
And I'm Vicki Moore. Coming up,
Promises to clean up the LA County Sheriff's Department.
This is Chris Eaton's misreading demand for its popular smartphone cost two Samsung executives their jobs. Your money at 8:20.
I'm Randy Cardoon. NFL owners heading to Dallas, and it's all about marketing. If you have those Kobe retirement letters you're putting on eBay, sports at 8:24.
and local lawmakers again taking up that Porter Ranch gas leak, but what are they going to get done?
Those stories are coming up in the next 15 minutes. But first, your traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s. And here is Jennifer York.
Well, we had an earlier motorcycle crash, 405 southbound, Golden West. Really messed things up at that 405 south. I got to say, I got a lot of calls on that one. Southbound side of the 405 has been heavy from the 22 now down into Fountain Valley. It's also heavy again around the 73 as you make your way down towards the El Toro Y. Northbound side of the 405 is heavy coming up from the El Toro Y to about Jamboree. And then I want to get back up to that North 405. Looks like there might be something working around the 710. The North 405 is very heavy from the 605. I know people that do this drive every day, and I cannot believe how they do it. And then you get a bit of a break past the 710, only again for that North 405 to load up at the 110. It stays heavy through the South Bay Curve all the way up towards that Santa Monica Freeway. Let's go to Scott. And Scott, too, he's been over the 405 as well.
405 at Ventura Freeway. We're heading up to this wreck at Nordoff. Looks like there is something there. Southbound, definitely heavy off the 118, more slowing Sherman Way into the pass. The 101 westbound, actually 134 westbound loading up right around Hollywood Way. Stays heavy out toward White, actually Winnetka, where there was an earlier problem. And 101 eastbound, that's heavy out of Woodland Hills as you head over toward the Hollywood Display.
Scotty, when you left the Santa Monica Freeway, the lanes were reopened, weren't they, at Overland?
That is correct. 10 westbound National Overland. The wreck made it over to the shoulder, but heavy out of downtown. And this wreck on the 405, you had a lot of vehicles involved here, southbound approaching Nordoff, and once again, jammed through the 118.
Yeah, and now we have a new 405 north. Keeps it going at Sunset. Got at least one lane blocked there. I want to get out to the 5. And Lakewood. That's the Santa Ana portion of the 5. Got a 2-car crash blocking the number 1 lane with a backup from about Garfield, the northbound side, tough from Valley View, all the way up into the East LA interchange. Our next report at 8:25 with Southern California's most frequent traffic reports. I'm Jennifer York, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Here is your exclusive 5-day forecast from Josh Rubenstein.
We've got temperatures that are on the cold side this morning, but as we make our way through the day today, we're actually going to be running at or maybe even a little bit above average, and the warming continues through the middle of the week. 76 for tomorrow, 75 on Thursday. Then on Friday, a dry front pushes through. Don't have to worry too much about any kind of rainfall. It'll be about 68 degrees. Then on Saturday, it's going to be 75. We'll keep into the 70s for Sunday as well. With Southern California's most accurate and dependable forecast, I'm CBS 2 Chief Meteorologist Josh Rubenstein, KNX 1070 News Radio.
We're at 44 degrees in Whittier right now. Eagle Rock has 48, and in Fulton right now it's 44.
8:17 at KNX, and LA County Sheriff Jim McDonnell marking his first year on the job today by promising to make the department more transparent, the most, he says, in the country. He was elected a year ago with a mandate to clean house after a series of corruption scandals, and he told us on KNX this morning that he's reached an agreement on releasing records on shootings and complaints to the department's Inspector General.
We also kicked off a comprehensive transparency project where we created a chief data officer for the department, which I believe is the first in law enforcement.
Yeah, he says the agreement on the records, it still needs to be signed off by the county board of supervisors, and that should happen within a matter of weeks.
If you're feeling generous, this is Giving Tuesday.
Now that you've given thanks, spent time indulging in good eats with family and friends, and scored sweet deals on Black Friday and Cyber Monday, it's time to give a little something back. Hashtag Giving Tuesday was created 4 years ago by a cultural center in New York together with the United Nations. The idea is to harness the power of social media and the generosity of people around the world using the hashtag Giving Tuesday to provide a platform where people are encouraged to donate their time, their talents, and their resources to address local challenges. Margaret Carrero, KNX 1070 News Radio.
A woman in San Diego is working to honor a stranger who died hours after paying for her groceries and asking her to pay it forward. Matthew Jackson was killed in a crash after he paid $200 for the woman's groceries after her card was declined. When the woman called the man's boss to praise him, she was told that he had died. She says she is now encouraging others to pay it forward. Chris Seaton's coming up with your money news in just about 60 seconds from now, talking about some execs at Samsung losing their jobs. It's 8:19.
Brought to you now by IntelliLoan Mortgages.
When searching for international money transfers online, search U.S. Forex.
Unpaid announcement. This is a public notice from IntelliLoan. According to a recent report from the California Association of Realtors, home prices are at their highest since 2007, nearing pre-recession levels. Due to this positive shift in the marketplace, a series of programs have been created that allow borrowers to cash out their equity up to 100% of their home's value. This money can be used for home improvements or to provide much-needed relief from credit card, student, or personal loans. Credit standards have been relaxed to allow more homeowners to take advantage of these programs. A toll-free telephone line has been established where you can see how much equity may be available to you. The phone number is 800-863-9700. Take advantage of this opportunity to cash out your equity up to 100% of your home's value before these programs end. 800-863-9700. There's no obligation. Call 800-863-9700. Subject to credit approval. LTVs above 85% are restricted to home improvements or veterans. IntelliLoan is licensed by the Department of Business Oversight under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. License number 4130924, NMLS 3290. Equal housing lender.
It's William, time for your money. And here is Chris Seaton.
Samsung Mobile's top executives held on for a while during the company's troubled time with smartphones, but apparently it's been long enough. The company's CEO and its co-CEO have both been shuffled, I should say, off to another division. They were deemed responsible for misreading demand for the company's top flagship phones, not making enough of its curved Galaxy S6 Edge smartphones, and making too many of the more conservative S6 phones. Just getting word into the newsroom, Volkswagen says its sales plummeted 25% in the United States in the month of November after the automaker halted the sale of diesel models due to the discovery of defeat devices on them. U.S. factory activity fell last month as the stronger dollar and low oil prices are cutting new orders into hurting production. Manufacturers have also been squeezed this year by the weak economies in China and other key foreign markets. Quick check of where the markets stand right now. The Dow is up 112 points. NASDAQ has gained 24. S&P 500 currently up 12. We check your money at 20 and 50 past every hour. Chris Seaton's KNX 1070 News Radio.
Breaking news news at Mount San Antonio College. This is a security alert over a suspicious package. The college in Walnut. Students and staff getting a message telling them that the theater and music rooms, A, B, and C, are being shut down. The administration also says some classes may be canceled today. And we'll have more of this developing story shortly.
Do you have a lot of friends on Facebook? Are you a teenager?
A small study by Canadian researchers found a correlation between how many Facebook friends teenagers have and the amount of stress in their lives. Adolescents with more than 300 Facebook friends had higher levels of the stress hormone cortisol, which could influence their risk of depression later in life. The study didn't show whether having more Facebook friends leads to more stress or vice versa. Frank Centopani, CBS News.
Bill Cosby's former attorney has filed some court papers to disqualify the judge who ordered him and the comedian to undergo depositions in a lawsuit that was filed by Janice Dickinson. If Marty Singer's petition is granted, it will be up to the presiding civil court judge to reassign the case to another judge. The papers don't say why Singer wants the judge removed. Each side is entitled to one challenge of a judge without having to state a reason.
The growing attention being given to the explosion in diabetes cases may be paying off.
For the first time in decades, the number of Americans developing diabetes is falling, with new cases down about a fifth from 2008 to 2014. Experts say it's possible the disease has simply peaked in the U.S. population, but the New York Times says there's also growing evidence that more Americans are cutting down on sugar and fats, getting exercise, even losing weight, all lifestyle changes known to help prevent diabetes. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
A nonprofit funded by Coke to combat obesity is disbanding following revelations about Coke's involvement with the group. The Global Energy Balance Network said on its website that it is discontinuing operations effective immediately.
Tenants of a residential hotel in Skid Row are suing its owners and managers for allegedly waging a campaign of harassment and intimidation to drive them out. They say slum-like conditions have been allowed to fester at the 220-unit Madison Hotel on 7th, and say management has ignored problems like clogged toilets, bug infestations, and quit offering basic services and supplies that were once provided.
824 at KNX, checking the 91 through Long Beach and your San Fernando Valley freeway is coming up in 60 seconds.
Well, it's all about marketing when it comes to sports memorabilia. Here is Randy Cardoon.
For example, you fans who picked up a copy of Kobe Bryant's Dear Basketball Letter at Sunday's Lakers game, many of you have already thrown it up on eBay, and if you package it right, you can get a pretty good price. For example, again, one eBay seller asking basically $3,000. He's packaged it with 4 tickets and a complete unopened Laker ticket book. A game ticket with the letter and the cover, well, that could get you maybe $1,400. Just the letter? Well, there's a guy on eBay asking $1,000. That's assuming someone will spend that much for it. Lakers visiting Kobe's old high school stomping grounds in Philadelphia tonight. Sixers are in 0-18. The Lakers 2-14. Clippers beat Portland 102-87 last night. NFL owners meeting in Dallas tomorrow. Rams owner Stan Kroenke yesterday spotted in St. Louis talking to the Missouri governor. What does that mean? KMOX Sports Director Tom Ackerman.
What is Stan Kroenke doing? He's trying to get an understanding of where St. Louis is as he heads into these meetings in Dallas.
As if it's going to mean anything if he really wants to take the team to L.A. and the NFL doesn't want him to. Ducks 4-0 winners over Vancouver. Next sports in 30 minutes. Randy Cardoon, KNX 1070 News Radio.
825 at KNX. That gas leak in Porter Ranch not getting any better, and the residents up there, they're still trying to get action. A couple of key meetings today on that. We'll tell you more coming up at the bottom of the hour, 8:30.
Brought to you now by Staples, your traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s with Jennifer York.
All right, guys, this is a 60 East at the 215. I got a bunch of calls on this. A couple lanes blocked there. They should be clearing this to the right shoulder shortly. We've got about a 3-car crash there just past the market. That's right before the 215. Riverside Interchange is always very crowded there. But the backup, wow, it's extending all the way to Pedley on that east 60. That's highly unusual. Also, the westbound side of the 91 still very, very heavy this morning out of Corona. It's doing its typical thing. Lots of friends from about La Sierra all the way over through the 71 interchange. Southbound side of the 71 also very heavy from Butterfield Ranch Road down to the 91. Speaking of that 91, it's very typical through the Fullerton area, but it just gets really bogged down at around Shoemaker. That's coming out of Cerritos, and it's heavy through Bellflower all the way across to about Wilmington. Eastbound side of the 105, you got a crash there before the 605. That's why you're so heavy from the 710. Let's go to Scott. Sky 2's been flying over some of the valley freeways.
And new crash on the 405 northbound. Like, not like patting myself on the back, like, hey, great job, but like, it was just a really good feeling. Like, I had a good feeling.
That's great.
Like, I had like a good, like, happy, cheerful holiday, made somebody's day kind of feeling.
Fantastic.
Gosh, feels.
Yeah. But no, because Ravi knows what it is.
I know.
It's
So
not
now I have the feels.
But it wasn't that big a deal. But I'm saying, like, I'm sure it was cool for them.
Oh, it was great for them.
But like, when's the last time you did something like that? I mean, I do it at Disney all the time. I'll end up, like, at the end of the day, I have a couple extra fast passes that I haven't used.
Mm-hmm.
I'll find a family who's there with, like, little kids, and I know what it's like to stand in line with little kids, and so I'll hand them the fast passes, and I'll be like, hey, if you can use these.
Right.
And they're like, oh my God, it made their day,
That's why Christmas is so awesome, when you're shopping for other people, and then you actually get them something that they need instead of, some random thing.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And it feels good, and they, they get joy out of that.
Yeah, so I mean, if you could do something nice for somebody like that. Now, if I'm leaving $500,000 in a bucket, I don't want to be anonymous.
No way. I
want my name in the paper. With the photo, with the check.
Like, I'm going to keep it 100 with you.
I know.
Singing it from the rooftops.
All right.
I want a key to the city.
Guys, I left $500,000 in a bucket. I'm cool like that.
Totally.
I got it all day like that.
Oh my God.
They probably figure they're so old they're going to die soon anyway, right?
Oh, yeah, can't take it with